It is halftime in Charlotte at the ACC Championship. Clemson is leading over SMU 24-7. An extremely dominating half by our Tigers. I'm going to dive into that in just a second. Just real quick, welcome to the channel. I'm Brian. I'm glad you're here. If you haven't subscribed, listen to me. I saw my analytics the other day. There's one day, 16,000 new viewers. And I was like, if just half of them subscribed, it would be 8,000 subscribers. I'm an independent. If you like that sort of thing, want to support someone who's an independent, I hope you'll subscribe. It's free. Do you hear me? It's free. Okay, let's dive into the ACC Championship. Clemson came into this game, and we know exactly what happened last week. I said on a couple of occasions, went on my buddy's show, College Football Addiction with TJ. I told him, he was like, how do you feel? And I was like, man, I still can't feel my hands. Still can't feel my face. And that was like Monday. Because of all the events that happened, losing to South Carolina, no shot at the ACC, and now we're here and we're winning 24-7 at the half. Folks, it feels great. It feels good to win. It feels good to go into a big game and dominate. And that's exactly what we've seen from Clemson. Let's talk about the offensive play calling. I'm going to tell you this. I've been critical of Garrett Riley. And I just want to be very clear to any and everyone who's listening to me. I don't know what's been going on with the play calling over the past 2 years. I'm not trying to dive into that conversation. All I'm going to tell you is that in the first quarter, especially, the play calling was superb. The first touchdown where Cade Klubnik snaps the ball, uses his legs, he's fast as all get out, pulls the ball down like, hey, this is quarterback run. And at the last second, pulls the ball up, hits a wide open Bryant Wesco, if my memory serves me correct. We'll talk about him in just a second. I mean, come on, y'all. Touchdown. The beautiful tight end screen. Folks, if you watch me all the time, you know over the past 2 weeks, I have challenged the play calling at Clemson, and I specifically referenced the tight end screen ran by the Kansas City Chiefs. And I said, we need something like that. They ran a tight end screen, scored a touchdown with Jake Brennenstoe. Glad to see Brennenstoe. I'm telling you, Brennenstoe is something. What about the pass, the catch, and the balance between Cade Klubnik to Bryant Wesco on the long touchdown, 43-yard touchdown? What a flipping play. A beautiful interception by Khalil Barnes. The pressure by TJ Parker. And what did I tell y'all this week? I told you, listen, Sellers and Jennings are two different types of mobile quarterbacks, but I told you, I believe wholeheartedly that playing a mobile quarterback the week before this game, even though they're different body types, they're different types of mobile, Sellers will just lean over and run over you, I don't care who you are, that would actually work in Clemson's favor. Folks, what have we seen? I know Jennings had that touchdown run. It was a very well drawn up, well executed play. And Jennings, man, he did a great job there. Great block, by the way, by their wide receiver downfield. But what have we seen? You get your mitts on Jennings. This is not like Sellers where he's going to run through you and Peter Parker and Marvin Parker and Delvin Parker and TJ Parker and Peter Woods and all the Parker. No. He's going to run. No, you're going to bring him down. And that's exactly what's happened. Bryant Wesco, let's go back over there. And I want to talk about him for just a second. You know, you have guys like Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State. They're not playing today. But that guy's incredible. Ryan Williams at Alabama. Incredible. They're not playing today. But I told you that Bryant Wesco, and I'm not trying to leave out TJ Moore here, but Bryant Wesco is a guy who was just kind of flying under the radar, but had really good numbers considering how much they had thrown to him and considering that he had missed games. Guess what? Brian Wesco is putting on a clinic tonight, and I think with the limited amount of games going on right now, because it's the whole conference championship thing, right now there's only one other game going on that I know. Well, no, I take that back. There is Marshall, and they're playing in the Sun Belt, but I'm talking about everybody's paying attention to. It's Oregon and Penn State. Everybody's getting to see Brian Wesco do what he does, and I'm thrilled about that. Hey, real quick, I am going to get into the comment section. Chase Henderson, my old buddy, he's at the game. He sent me and his brother some pictures, and they were on the field. It was great. Chase, thanks for supporting the channel. See the symbol beside his name? That means he supports on a monthly basis. Chase, appreciate your friendship. I appreciate your support. I hope y'all are staying nice and warm up there. It is cold in the Carolinas right now. But Chase has a great seat. He and his lovely wife. Hope y'all stay nice and warm. Hey, howdy. Parker Henderson, his brother. Parker, what is up, my man? See that symbol beside his name? Thank you for supporting the channel. Thanks for the friendship with the channel. Let's go down right here. Joey Cogdill, great to see you, Brian. Tigers look good and great halftime wrap-up. Go Tigers. Yes, sir. Thanks for supporting the channel, my friend. I see the symbol there. Yeah, I mean, here's a big deal, Joey. It's good to see them jump out to the lead. There have been some adjustments made by SMU, but Clemson has done what they've done. I'm going to talk about that missed kick and how that, I believe, is a high IQ play, but just hang with me there. Good to see you, my friend. Big John Seton. See the symbol beside your name. Thanks for supporting the channel. Big John. Okay, Brian, drop some negativity. Here it is. We need more Cole Turner. The Cole train. Big John. Yeah, everybody's waiting for me to be negative. The only thing that I need to say is we don't need to take our foot off the pedal. Okay? But to me, that's ABCs of football. If y'all want to call me negative for stating the obvious, I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, what meth have you been smoking? I mean, you put away a team, and Clemson's kind of there. Parker Anderson's in here. Chase. Anybody else? And then I'm going to go back up here. SMU is like, my Lord, this team isn't like the other teams we've played. Chase, that's a great point, and let me tell you why. Now, first, I want to show respect to SMU. SMU lost only one game all year. They lost only one game all season. It was to BYU. They've won their games, okay? But you heard Sean McDonough, Louisville, Clemson, Dabo. Sean McDonough will never live that down with me. But listen to me. They've played their games. They've won almost all of them except for one. But, folks, this is what I am telling you all the time. You have to look at teams, who they've played, how they played them, and who they haven't played. And when you look at SMU, you see a team that's growing. They're getting better. Rhett Lashley can coach. But I'll tell you another game that this reminds me of. This reminds me of, I believe it was 2020, roughly. And Rhett Lashley was the offensive coordinator for the University of Miami, and they had a quarterback named De'Aaron King. And De'Aaron King is an incredible athlete. He reminds me a lot of Joe Hamilton from the late 90s, early 2000s, Georgia Tech quarterback. But here's the thing. Clemson knows how to shut down that quarterback now. And Miami came into Clemson with Rhett Lashley leading it, and they were running a game plan, not exactly like this, but it's kind of reminiscent of it. Clemson was told, oh, the U's back, people's got their hands up here, and for the dyslexic, it's like this, all that. Clemson beat the living crap out of them. And right now what we're seeing what happens when a team like SMU, who is getting better, SMU fans, some of you are going to see this as talking trash. I'm not talking trash about you. Listen, I tell the truth about my own team. If you've never heard me talk about my own team, I picked them to lose to Georgia. I picked them to lose to South Carolina. I picked them to go 9-3. I got those things right. Trust me, it didn't make me popular in the Clemson community. I'm not worried about being popular in the Clemson community. If I wanted to do that, I would lie to them like a dog. and continue to lie to them. That's not my thing. With that said, I called it. I had to tell the truth about my team. So if I'll tell the truth about my team, I'll tell the truth about yours. You've played nobody up to this point. You played BYU, who was okay. You almost lost to Duke. This is one of the reasons why I picked Clemson to win this football game. I looked at SMU. And I asked myself, who did they play and how did they play them? Almost lost to Duke. Well, Duke's 9-3. Yeah, I get it. But if SMU was so great, and I look at SMU as well. I look at them. Yeah, they beat Louisville. Folks, you notice, and I've told you this, you have to be careful saying, well, they beat a team that we couldn't beat. You can kind of use that from time to time, but you have to be very careful with that approach. If you use that approach, you'll have a lot of egg on your face. They beat Pittsburgh way worse than we beat Pittsburgh. But lining up nose to nose Clemson with SMU, we just see Clemson is too physical for them. Wes has caught a pretty good game of bottling up Kevin Jennings. And here's something else. Notice the playability of Sammy Brown. Sammy Brown is looking like a man out there. I don't want to see that guy pulled off unless he needs to adjust his award-winning hair. I don't want to see that guy gone unless he is bleeding internally and we somehow found out about it externally. Sammy Brown is the real flipping deal. And I believe with all of my heart, had he stayed in that South Carolina game last week, there would have been a good chance we would have won it. Sammy Brown is the real deal. That is the difference between the number 6 overall recruit in the recruiting class playing for you versus a 3-star you've got to pep up and try to talk them into being good. Trying to put them in the microwave and making them taste crock pot cooked. Long cooking process. Sammy Brown is the real deal. We see why he was so highly recruited. Let's talk about the kicker. Nolan Hooser. Now, first kick he missed. And I text the Henderson brothers as soon as he missed that text. I text them and I said, he kicked that ball away knowing he was going to miss it. But he kicked it away to prevent a blocked kick and a return because they would have returned it for a touchdown. Be a totally different game right now. Folks, as quick as that true freshman, just the speed at which he processed that and kicked that, I believe that could be a high IQ play. Even though it's a missed field goal, I think he did. I really do. So let's talk about the points for the second half. There's a ton of you in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I'm glad y'all are here. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to respond to everybody because I had to spend the next 15 minutes just saying hello. I appreciate everybody being here. You know who you are. I appreciate the support. So I will highlight one comment. Jeff Laughlin just said this, not over yet, adjustments are super important. And I got my cousin in here, Matt Knight. Let's talk about the keys to this. I was watching the Arizona State, Iowa State, Big 12 championship today. Just stick with me. I promise you this is relatable to this game. In fact, not only to this game, but every game that will be played in college football, NFL, high school, middle school ball. This is like a meat and potatoes must-have football 101, ABCs. You get where I'm going with this. This is a cornerstone of coaching. So Arizona State, a team that was picked to finish dead last in their conference. They're in their conference championship. Their coach has been there, this is his second year. This is his alma mater. He's 34 years old, Dillingham. This guy can coach. He can coach. And at halftime, he was asked the question by the sideline reporter, said, so, Coach, basically, what are you expecting for the second half? What did he say? This was unbelievable. It was either at halftime or one of those cutaways where they try to get the coach to interview in the middle of a game, which I think is totally annoying. If I was coaching, I'd be like, y'all, I'll talk to you later. I got a game to coach. But anyway, he said something along these lines. He used a different verbiage, but this is basically what he said. He said, they are going to make their adjustments to what we're doing now, and then we have to make our adjustments to their adjustments. Folks, how many times has Clemson, and this is a part some of you are going to think I'm being negative. I'm not being negative. I'm just being truthful. If you take it negative, that's on you. To me, it's just reality. How many times have we seen Clemson, their coaches, whatever side of the football, head coach, whatever, say, well, the other team, I know we were doing good, but the other team adjusted. And then, folks, if you're coaching at this level, the other team's going to make adjustments. And if you don't know that, you probably need to step back and take a look at your strategy. Rhett Lashley has already made some adjustments. And what Jeff Laughlin just said there is 100% true. They're making adjustments. And just like Dillingham, a 34-year-old guy who's been coaching at a mess of a school of Arizona State, he now has them in the college football playoff. Think about that. 2 years, 34 flipping years old, has Arizona State in the college football playoff. Picked to finish dead last in the mediocre Big 12. He recognizes they're going to adjust, so we have to make our adjustment to their adjustments. Ditto Clemson. Clemson, don't come out here and allow SMU to make this game look good. SMU is not a college football playoff team. If you go into your conference championship, a common phrase that you hear, a lot of people talks about this. I know the game's going to start up here in just a second, so I want to get back to it as well. But I just want to say this, and if you'll stick with me for just a second, because if my memory serves me correct, it hasn't started yet. But I want you to follow me here. A statement that you hear about teams going to the conference championship and losing is, well, should you punish them for playing that one extra game? Yes, you should. If the other team takes their foot, breaks it off in their butt, and humiliates them. No, they shouldn't be allowed anywhere. They shouldn't even be allowed to spell college football playoff, much less be in it. So if SMU gets their head ripped off, continues to get their head ripped off in the second half, they shouldn't be in the college football playoff. And if Clemson, the same thing happened to them, they definitely shouldn't either. Clemson, they're making adjustments. Make your adjustments. Continue to pour it on SMU. Score touchdowns. Don't let Jennings get loose. Hit him, and ask yourself, is it easier playing him than it was to play Lanaris Sellers? I can tell you from sitting at my house, yes, it is. Control him, hit him hard, offense, score touchdowns, and go to the college football playoff. Folks, there's 157 of you in here live. And this is going to be the last thing I want to say, and then all of us are going to go watch halftime, but I want you to hear me. I looked at my analytics the other day. This was just the other day. I had 16,000 new viewers. And I went, if just half of them subscribed, I'd have 8,000 new subscribers. I'm an independent. And I know I say this all the time, but you'd be shocked how many people, they maybe are not told what to say, but they're definitely encouraged and heavily influenced on what not to say. Folks, that's not me. I just call it like I see it, and sometimes I'm wrong. And I come on here and go, I was wrong. But if you like to support someone who's an independent, I hope you'll subscribe. Why? It's free. So I hope you'll do that. I appreciate it. Drop me a line. Let me know you're in here. I'll see y'all after the game. Y'all take care of yourself. Go Tigers.